Right, so we are recording. So as I was saying, network marketing is different because now there's a certain person you have to be for people to want to work with you. Okay? There's people, see, hard work has got its own place in anything. Hard work has got its own place. But, now we understand that, we could be doing the same business. We could be sharing the same house, we could be working same hours, but have got completely different results. You understand? Because of that we do have. You understand? Some of us wants to start with the do without the being. Okay? Which makes it difficult then to progress sometimes. Yeah, so you have to start with the being. Say, so let's come back. So what I'm saying is people are either going to be attracted to you or people are going to be I'm trying to see if there's anyone here who is not muted. Okay, just going to mute everyone and then I will just unmute your leadership whenever there's something. Okay, or you are co-host, you can unmute yourself, right? So in network marketing, you then need to attract people to you. Okay, now what attracts people to people? One of the major things that attract people to other people is people of vision. If a person is someone who's passionate about something, someone who's got a vision, someone who has got a drive, that person is really really attracts people. Okay, that person has got a pull factor. Okay, so I watch a lot of this with my interactions with my upline and mentor. The way she is successful in this business, yeah, she's working hard, right? She's working hard, but the hard work does not justify the result that she's getting. Okay, there's probably people working more harder than her, but because of the fact that she's got this personality, she's got this thing about her that then attracts people. Okay, so leaders are people who are passionate. Look at people who are success principles are similar all across board, whether it's academia, whether it's sports, whether it's business. It doesn't matter what it is, but success principles are similar across board. So you'll find that leaders are people who are passionate about something. They're passionate about something. Whether they are passionate about, I'll give an example. There's a guy called Roger Ver. I talk about this guy quite a lot, okay? Because Bitcoin, as we know it today, is where it is partly because of people like him, okay? Now, this guy, he came across Bitcoin as a technology. He realized that this is a technology that can change the world. Okay. Now he then bought thousands of Bitcoin. In fact, I was told that he bought 300,000 Bitcoins. 300,000 Bitcoins. Okay. And then on top of that, this guy used his own money because of his, he felt that this is a technology that can be used to wrestle away some of the power away from the government, because he believed that they were abusing this power. So this guy then spent his own money, putting billboards. He didn't have anything to join. I've got Mining City to join, So whenever I tell people about Bitcoin, it's because I've got something to be joined. This guy had nothing to be joined. He just simply was passionate about the fact that Bitcoin can change the world, right? Just like back in the day, there was a separation of church and state. Right now, this guy believed that there should be a separation, of state and money supply. So that's what he did. He then promoted, he put billboards all over America. He paid for radio ads all over America, and this guy had nothing to be gained. But, he believed in his heart that this is an evolution that can change the world in that regard, because that is what he was passionate about. And guess what happened? People then started engaging in Bitcoin because of that. So leaders are people who are passionate about something. you know. It's people who believe in something, you know. You got to have that conviction, guys, you know. So, you know, when you're talking to people, I say this all the time. When we started with this thing, Bitcoin, we might not necessarily have had, we did not have the lingo that we have right now. We did not have the money that we have right now. But, you know, we were convinced that this is something that can change people's lives, literally, you know, through and through. That's what we were convinced. And guess what? That's what got people, you know, to come. See, we think people look for information. People are seeking for information. People are actually looking for 10% information, 90% inspiration. Did you get that? People are looking for 10% information, 90% inspiration. Okay? Now, you cannot inspire anyone, the 90%, if you are not inspired yourself. If you are not passionate yourself about what you are doing. Okay? So, have you realized that no one ever achieves anything in this world that is worth the while unless they've got a certain level of obsession? Do you think, who's this guy now, the fastest guy, Bolt, Usain Bolt? Do you think Usain Bolt was interested in becoming the world's #1 sprinter? Or do you think he was obsessed in becoming the world's #1 sprinter? All things are created twice, guys. All things are achieved twice. Never once, always twice. Once in the mind, and number 2, literal. Okay? Success never really takes anyone by surprise or by accident. It's impossible for you to wake up one day and you are a millionaire. You've never really, you know, thought of yourself as a millionaire. In fact, it may happen. But if it does happen, guess what's going to happen? There's something called cybernetics. How many of us are aware of cybernetics? This is what happens. You see, when you get into a plane and it's flying to Johannesburg from PE, okay? It's not like this, you know, the pilots are there and they're doing like this, like as you drive a car, okay? That thing has got a planned route that is actually going to fly, okay? So what happens is that most of the time, that plane is basically on autopilot. Whenever plane is flying from Joburg, you know, to New York, it does not mean that, you know, those guys are there sitting and, you know, and they don't do that, okay? Because this thing follows a flight plan, right? So now something happens sometimes where either the wind, something changes in the wind or whatever the case is, you know, but then the plane changes course, okay? And guess what happened? Cybernetics then changes, then moves the plane, you know, into the path it was supposed to be taking. So now this is what happens with people. Why is it that people, 90% of all the guys who win the lottery, doesn't matter how many millions, they can do whatever and invest and do whatever they are, you know, directed and guided to do. But guess what happens? 5 years down the line, 90% of those guys, they don't even have a cent. Why? They were never a millionaire here. They were never a millionaire here. They just simply got the millions. Understand? You know, it is said that, you know, foolishness is simply lack of understanding, lack of wisdom. It is said that foolishness and wealth never come together. They repel each other. But if for some strange reason they did come together, guess what's going to happen? They quickly part ways. Okay? They quickly part ways. So what am I saying is, you know, you need to be obsessed about progress. You need to be obsessed about, you know, being successful. You need to be obsessed about, you know, not only seeing yourself succeed, but also seeing other people around you succeed. Now, that does not mean that, you know, you have to see network marketing. I've seen a lot of people who are very, very good in terms of, you know, the work that we do in network marketing. But these guys, because of the word duplication, you know, I know we understand that word as network marketers. Because of the word duplication, People spend a lot of time trying to get, chickens to be eagles. Ain't gonna happen, guys. It's not gonna happen. Okay. So now, and you are not the one who was going to say, no, okay, this one is a chicken, this one is an eagle. You understand? They basically show themselves. People show themselves if they're eagles or they are chickens. Okay. And the beauty about network marketing is that it always allows, a process of metamorphosis. Because today I could be a chicken. I'm not interested in attending any training. I'm not interested in doing, somebody says in the group, okay, now guys, let's do affirmations, let's create a dream board, let's do this and that. And a person does not do all of that. That's just being a chicken. You understand? That's being a chicken. And there's nothing anyone can do, but then that chicken can wake up one day. That's the beauty of network marketing. That chicken can wake up one day and decide, you know what? I'm so sick and tired of being a chicken. I'm so sick and tired of not being able to soar just like the eagles. You know what? From today, I'm actually going to change. I'm going to be an eagle. That's the possibility in network marketing. Okay? So, one, I said you must be passionate. Number two, you must be obsessed, in becoming a better person. Okay? One of the beauties about, I'm always, crazy about goal setting. I'm always, I'm going to talk about that just now, but I'm crazy about goals because I realize that, goals are a perfect way for you to grow. If you want to be a better person, there's only one way for you can be a better version of yourself. And that is if you've got something that you are chasing towards. If you've got nothing that you're chasing towards, it's virtually impossible for you to be a better version of yourself. Okay? But when you are looking for something, see, it sounds like it's a way of, I don't know, whether it's the universe way of tricking us to grow. I don't know. But, it seems like, you can never be a better version of yourself unless there is something. See, to work on the inside, you have to work on the outside. I'm not sure if that makes sense. To work on the inside, there must be something on the outside that you're striving for, which then requires whatever is on the inside to basically, change and evolve, and metamorphosize. Okay, so right, as a leader, one of the things that's also very important is you need to write your dreams in pencil. Because I tell the story all the time, I had you want to be a great leader, né? You want to be a great leader, né? But now, being a great leader, it's not what the person on the outside will say, okay, you are a great leader. I hope that makes sense. Let's just think about that, né? No 5 people will have a perfectly similar opinion about you. No 10 people will have a perfectly similar opinion about you. No 20 or 100 people have a perfectly similar opinion about you. Okay, but you need to have an opinion about yourself. You need to have a story about yourself that you believe. Okay, and that you are basically striving towards. Okay, so now people will be attracted to you, based on your values. See, that's the other thing in network marketing, guys. You are always looking for people looking for you. Don't try to change yourself because you're not selling ice cream. Someone always say that, if you want to be liked by everyone, you then need to go and sell ice cream, in a sense. What I'm saying is that, no 10 or 100 people have the same opinion about you, but what's important is you need to be self-assured. You need to be self-assured. It is so important. One of the things that kills people in network marketing, especially people who are new, is that and this is like sort of like a litmus test, that determines if a person is going to make it or not. You get into business, you go out there, and most likely than not, the people you go to first, it's people that know you, people that there's already a relationship. You go to those people, and they say no to you. You get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 no, and then you're like, nah, this thing not gonna work. So hence, every other person that will contact you regarding the business, every second or third person, they will ask you, is it a must for me to recruit? You must understand, when a person asks you that question, you must understand that there's something that has happened in that person. There is a complex of some sort that needs to be worked at, or they don't necessarily, believe in the opportunity the way they should. And that takes time. So that's why whenever a person says, is it, even though I know that, if you want to create, serious wealth, of course, the money is in the network marketing. You understand? That's where you get leverage and all of that. But if a person says, is it a must? That is why I always say to people, that's the last thing you want to talk about, the issue of the network marketing. You understand? You want to show people what they have missed by not having been involved right now, what they have missed by only hearing about this thing right now, and what they stand to miss if they don't get involved today, or tomorrow, what they stand to miss in terms of what the potential is. Now, once you get that, then the next part, the network marketing part, becomes sort of like a by the way, right? Because those people will then metamorphosize as time goes on. It's like what this guy was saying, that you want to create a fire so that people must stay around the fire long enough. They will one day catch a spark. Okay, they will one day catch a spark. I've got people, probably all of us here we do have people that we spoke to regarding the opportunity 2 years ago or 3 years ago. It's only now that people wake up. Okay, because people's circumstances change. People will actually move either based on inspiration or based on desperation. Either of those two, people will then start to metamorphosize. You understand? So don't chase away the chicken because you want to fly with the eagle. Keep the chicken there, because one day, either because of desperation or because of inspiration, that chicken will then metamorphosize and become an eagle. Okay, so now as a leader, when I was in IFA, I was once in IFA, believe it or not, I was once in IFA. I used to sell people insurance. I used to get those responses. We used to attack police official, traffic officials, public servants, and our very, very soft target was the cashiers and the security guards. Those guys used to tell us off, in a very, very big way. But now I had an upline there. This guy was so full of himself. We didn't really get along. But this is what got this guy to do great things in that business. It is because his success, as a young person back then, drove other people to actually be drawn into the business and to be drawn to him. Not necessarily because he had a lovely character, no, none of those. It was his drive, okay? It was his drive that actually drove people to want to be associated with him, okay? So now, in network marketing, as a leader, your success means a lot. You have to be successful, That is why, you have to write your dreams in pencil. When you come in, let's say your dream income was to make 50,000 Rand a month. And all of a sudden you're making that, in a week. In fact, what I do, even before I reach the figure, but once I see that I'm close to reaching the figure that I said that I want, I quickly erase whatever I wrote and I set a new figure, okay? Because there must be a bit of a struggle for me to get there. You understand? It must require something out of me to get there, you know? So the more I get close to it, is the more I basically raise it. So that's where this concept comes from. Write your dreams in pencil, write your goals in pencil, you know? Because pencil implies that you can rub it off and then you can write a new one, you know? Whereas if you write in ink, then it's difficult, okay? So that's what this thing, you know, is all about. So your success is everything. And then secondly, this thing about, you know, focus on personal branding. Now, personal branding, people think we're talking about logos, we're talking about teams, we're talking about those things. That's not personal branding. Personal branding is what experience do people have after dealing with you? And I said, have you ever eaten a slice of bread and you are hungry? And as you're eating this slice of bread, you feel like this bread was it feels like it's got some soil particles. I'm not for sure if you guys can relate to that. You don't know what happened where, but you know there's something about this thing, you know, that does not make it go well. Okay, so the question is, after people have dealt with you, you know, what experience do they have about you? And I said, I'm not saying that you must kiss people's toes or anything like that, but it's also important in terms of, you know, after people have dealt with you, what experience do they have? That's your personal branding. And I said, right now, if I say to you Coca-Cola, there's something that's going to come to your mind. If I say to you, you know, or if I show you a picture of a you know, that sunlight, not the sunlight liquid, the sunlight soap, the bar soap, you know, if I show you that, you know, if you grew up in the township or rural areas, something will come to your mind regarding that particular soap, okay? So it's the experience that you have, you know. So what experience are people having, you know, after they've, you know, spoken to you, okay? So personal branding is important. You know, what are you getting out there? What's your message, you know? Do you have a message, you know? Do you have, you know, something, you know, about you that people, you know, when they think about you, they associate, you know, something with you. I'm not sure if I'm making sense, okay? Making sense? Are you with me so far? Okay, Lewis is, Asanda is, okay, no, the two is fine. Okay, so Yiso, so there's 3 people who are following. That's great. Oh, there's 4, there's 5. Nice. Okay, so, and then the other thing, guys, about, you know, leadership, you must be committed to developing yourself, right? You must be open-minded. I said there's a group that I am in. I encourage, you know, all of us here, you know, to have 3 things that we commit to learn about every single day. 3 things. Okay, are we ready? 1, we need to commit, you know, to personal development. We need to commit to personal development. You know, things like, or people like Bob Proctor, you know, I listen to those people quite a lot. You know, people like Les Brown, people like Jim Rohn, you know. At first, that old man, I could not hear him, you know, the way he talks. But if you really persistently listen to the guy, you realize that there's quite a lot of gems he basically, you know, speaks. One day he was talking about the fact that, you know, he used to take his friends, he bought a piece of land, okay? And he used to take his friends, his business partners to this particular land. And he used to paint a picture of what the house would be like, okay? He would always take them, not once, just always taking them to this particular, you know, place. And then he says, one day, he painted the picture so well, you know, that one guy actually bumped his elbow against the fireplace. Okay, you didn't get that, ne? There's no building, right? There's no building, it's just an open piece of land. But he was just simply making a joke of the fact that you must be so crystal clear in terms of what is it that you want to accomplish, okay? Because remember, we said everything is created twice, right? First in the mind, and then it happens literal. First in the mind, and then it happens literal. All the time, all the time, all the time. Doesn't matter what it is, okay? So now then we must commit to one, personal development, if it's books, depending on who you are. Guys, I used to feel bad about the fact that, I've never finished a book. My confession time, man. I've never finished a book. This year, I probably have read 1 or 2 chapters and have listened to audio recording, maybe also 1 or 2 chapters, but I've never read the entire book. I don't know how to do that. I will buy a book by Robert Kiyosaki and I look at the title and then I'm going to go for the titles that interest me, and go and read. And sometimes I get exactly what I wanted to learn or I wanted to hear, and that's it. I can always go back to the book, maybe at some point read another chapter or read again the chapter that I read before. But what I listen to a lot is basically videos. Okay, now I'm getting to a stage in my career where those free videos on YouTube, books, and all of that, I'm not gonna cut it. Okay, I'm getting to a stage where by now I need to pay for a mentor. I need to pay for a mentor or a coach. Okay, I'm still searching who that person will be. Okay, I realize that, see, for me, guys, I'm simply a student of success. I'm a student of success. I study successful people. What is it that they do? Because, there's no way that I'm going to be successful in my own terms, the way I think I should be successful. It does not work. Success leaves clues, okay? Success leaves clues. What's the secret to success? Find people who are successful. Learn what they do. Copy what they do up until you're successful yourself, okay? So for me, I'm committed as a student of success. As a result, I then learn. I realize that these guys spend like $100,000 on mentorship. $100,000. But then those people, they end up earning millions of dollars because of the kind of investment they are willing to make in themselves. Okay? We don't mind buying cars and buying houses and buying this, but the question is how much money? This is the most important resource. It's this one. It's here. Okay? So how much am I investing in that particular resource? Because this is where everything, comes from. So now, personal development, and then number 2 is, we must study, network marketing, because Mining City is not just cryptocurrencies and that's it. Okay, I've met guys even within Mining City who are so knowledgeable when it comes to cryptocurrencies. They make me, they make my knowledge feel like I feel like I'm in grade 1, or back in the day, there was there was sub A, then A, and then sub B, and then B. I'm not sure if you guys remember those. They make me feel like I'm in sub B. But then you look at their business on the other hand, they're probably cycling once or twice a week. Okay, why? Because they are focusing on just one thing, and that is understanding cryptocurrencies, and then whenever they are talking to a prospect, it's like, they are talking to someone, it's like they are talking to someone at that particular level. Okay, I've met, I was talking to people, last week, in fact, yesterday, these guys were saying to me, you know what, we've been talking to people regarding cryptocurrencies for a very long time. But I realize that, when we're talking to people, they talk to us as if they're talking to either economic professors or they're talking to cryptographers. It's all the jargon and the, you understand? And as a result, that actually repelled us. It told us we could not do it. That's why we did not get involved, So luckily for them, because I know I'm also guilty of that at times, but luckily for them, I was talking to them face to face. So it was sort of like, because as I'm talking, you can read the body language. If they're hearing you, you can sense if you need to break it down a bit, So, and those people got involved and they bought a platinum plan, Maybe someone could have signed those people, but then they decided to talk about cryptographic function, the hash rate, and the the algorithms and all of that. So it happens, guys. So we must then commit to personal development. We must commit to being students of network marketing, and not only students of network marketing, but study people. Don't waste your time looking at people who just started network marketing yesterday. I'm not saying they don't know anything, but now you need to look for people who have, see, this is where wisdom comes in. This is where wisdom comes in. If a person tells me that once a stove is hot, don't put your hand there. Ne? There's two ways I can learn. I can either go there and experiment myself and burn my hand, then realize that I should have listened. Okay, or I can listen to what this guy is saying and know that I don't have to go through the pain of maybe he did put his hand and he did get bent, right? So why would I want to, get experience from my own mistakes, from my own bending of the hand, instead of me listening to that guy who's already gone through that process, so that, I don't have to go, so I can shorten the learning process, okay? It's very, very easy to shorten the learning process by simply looking at people who have walked the road that you want to walk as well. Okay, so it's personal development, network marketing, and the last one is cryptocurrencies. By cryptocurrencies, I don't want to lie to you. I don't pay a lot of attention on a lot of cryptocurrencies. I don't. I get a lot of people who want to argue about the technical aspects of cryptocurrencies and so forth. Guys, I'm only interested in working knowledge. Did you hear that? I'm interested in working knowledge. Okay, I just want to know the basics, so that I understand where this thing can potentially go, because of, like I always say in the presentation, what problem this thing is here to solve. If I understand those basics, then I'm good. And on top of that, I said to the other guys 2 days back, I came across something happening, and where there's gonna be over-the-counter sales for Bitcoin Vault. I'm not sure if you guys understand what that actually means. Okay, that means institutions are not gonna go to the exchange to buy a coin. You didn't hear that, ne? Institutions are not going to go through an exchange, do the KYC, and for them to buy a coin. They want a simpler process. Now, someone just introduced over-the-counter for Bitcoin Vault. Yes, it's working in conjunction with Coinel, but it's actually someone who created that. What does that tell you? It tells you that there is huge demand that is coming for the coin. And I said to the guys, do you take Bitcoin Vault seriously? They said, yeah, we take it seriously. And I said, okay, fine. Take the level of seriousness you take Bitcoin Vault with, multiply it by 10. Throw whatever you need to throw. I'm talking about energy. I'm talking about passion. I'm talking about your time. I said, throw whatever you can throw on this Bitcoin Vault thing. It's gonna amaze you. Okay, that's what I said. And guess what? Did you see what happened yesterday with the price? This has not started yet. I'm not sure what percentage the Bitcoin Vault went up yesterday, because I think it's partly because of those news that were just released. So stay, have your ear on the ground as far as Bitcoin Vault is concerned, as far as Mining City is concerned, right? So that you know what is happening, and what is going to happen, and how it should influence, your what you do. Hey, I did not even. Okay, just checking the time now. Okay, so always remain open-minded. To learn about what is happening. And now here is another thing. Probably the last thing I want to talk about, or the second last thing I want to talk about, and that is, guys, you need to put other people first. Let me explain what I mean by that. I have a guy who's a medical doctor. I signed this guy up. He's only signed 2 other people, and these are family members. So they all bought, gold plans. Okay. So now this guy, I know he is so busy. I think he works his private practice, excuse me, and he also works for the government. And I think he works for like 2 hospitals. So he is so busy that I know. This guy asked me, he's got quite a number of coins, right? That is generated because he bought the gold plan, a bit far back. So this guy asked me this question: do I take my Bitcoin Vault coins and buy other plans? What do I do? What would you answer? Remember, if he buys another plan, I'm getting commission, I'm getting credits. Okay, so meaning I am incentivized to ask in a certain way if I am self-centered. Okay, I could have easily said, no, go buy other plans and so forth and all of that, right? And so if he is not doing the business, he is just an investor. Do you think him going to buy other plans would necessarily be a good idea? Let me tell you why it's not. If let's say now he's got 50 coins, okay? He started mining back in the, far back. He takes those 50 coins, he goes and buy other plans. Yes, he will continue mining. But now, if let's say those 50 coins, he got them in a space of 2 months or 3 months, do you think in the next 3 months he's still gonna get 50 coins or more? No. Remember what I showed you. The graph in terms of how mining actually goes down, right? And what is happening? The value, okay? So unless this guy was a networker as well, so meaning he's got 2 ways of accumulating the coins, because the whole objective, guys, the whole objective is accumulating coins, not dollars, not rands. I don't get fascinated. In fact, I've long time stopped looking at that. In terms of, I do calculate it every single day, right? I do calculate so that I can see, according to my confessions or my affirmations, where am I? Okay? If I see I'm getting closer to what I set, I need to then, raise it up a bit. So the reason why I'm saying that, I'm saying that as an example to say that I could have easily said, go buy the plans so that I get commission, so that I get a cycle bonus. But I knew that this guy is not a networker. So what he wants is unless he's bringing money from outside. Are you with me? Unless he's bringing rands to buy other plans, it's a completely different story, because now he's changing fiat for crypto, which appreciates in value. Okay? So, you can be in that situation, you can do whatever you think it's best, but I chose to basically tell him that, look, don't buy the plans, right? Just rather talk to your colleagues, help them to come on board and accumulate more coins like that, okay? Unless you're actually taking money from another business, it's fiat, then you can use that fiat to basically then buy, buy more plans, So I think that's wisdom that way, but then, you can make of it what you want. So all I'm saying is that, whatever you do, don't put yourself first. Put this person first, okay? Now, another example could be one guy comes to you, he says, look, I've got no interest in building the business. I just want to, buy the plans, and share in the mining rewards, and I've got $1 million. How do you then juggle around that? There's a temptation to think about you. There's a temptation to think about this person, okay? So always go with what you feel is best, what you feel is best, for the next person. You see, God or the universe, whatever you believe in, that higher power you believe in, it's not stupid, guys. It's not. Whatever a man sows, a man gets, manifold return. Okay, whatever you sow basically comes back to you. You understand? So goodwill, so goodwill. Even when sometimes the cycles are not necessarily what you would want them to be. I'll give an example. Right now, I made a commitment. Someone contacts me, they say they want to get involved, but they just want to understand, and they don't want to hear anything except for how much they're going to make a day. I don't talk to those people. I refer them either to a Zoom call, or I refer them to a recorded Zoom call, like a video. I give them a link. If the only thing they want is simply what they're going to make a day, I would rather not sign them up. Let someone else sign them up, because that's a headache waiting for you somewhere down the road. People need to understand. People need to understand. Sometimes people say, "Hey, Mara, the presentation is 1 hour 30 minutes long, or 1 hour long. That's too long. Can't we do it in 5 minutes or 10 minutes?" For me, that tells you how serious you are about your own money. Boss lady will tell you, that old man, the bald head one. I'm not going to mention names here. His webinar was 2 hours. But, after that 2 hours, if you are listening attentively, you realize there's no way you cannot not be involved. Okay? But it was 2 hours. And he would not go any two ways about it. You either watch the 2 hours or you don't. Up to you. Okay? So that's what I committed myself to doing. So, guys, be to have, commit to the three things, learning areas, personal development, network marketing, and, cryptocurrencies, specifically Bitcoin Vault. Specifically Mindbest. Take notes whenever Peter is talking or is whether recording. Take notes to what Peter is saying. Because that's where our credibility as Mining City basically comes from. Yeah. Any question, guys? And commit to improving yourself. Continuous learning. People like Robert Kiyosaki are still students even today. The students are really attending a class. But I mean, learning from other people. Boss lady, are there any other questions?
Wow. You said a lot, Mr. F. You said a lot. And yeah, if there's any questions in the house, please let us hear your voice in the chat section there. From the chats that I've read so far, everybody is just happy and excited about what we do, the business and everything. So yeah, there's a few points that I've noted down that I think I'm gonna take something on them, which is the be, do, have. Because that is actually what we need. It's a cycle that we need to always use or go under. That you must become this person, and then you must do something to have something and become something. So that is just a cycle of success. It's just a cycle of success, and we just need to follow it all the time. Because we are here for one reason, to be successful, to make money, to make sure that others are successful, because you cannot have success without making someone else successful. And also understanding the role we play in people's lives. So yeah, this is just awesome for me. This is just great. Success leaves clues. So we can tell just by the way you do things if you are going hey or you are going nay. So guys, let us take this serious. Let us take this serious and make something of our businesses. Help someone else. By helping someone else, you are helping you. I've just said recently that the way I am so focusing on achieving ranks, because when I believe that when I achieve the rank, I don't achieve the rank alone. It means that I have taken some people up with me, because you can never achieve a rank if someone else has not achieved a rank. This system is just designed perfectly that there is just absolutely no way you can go to the top without bringing someone with you. So yeah, let me just look at the chat section. I think we've got some few messages there. Personal development is key. Thanks for reminding leadership. Learn from successful people. Good content leadership. I will listen to this over and over again. For someone to achieve leadership over time, kindly advise on a general routine to take on a daily basis. Have you got something to say on that, Mr. F?
Daily leadership routine or daily routine. Again, guys, the bottom line here is that it's your success that is key, okay? It's your success, it's the person that you're becoming that is key. So now, for example, for me, I spend a lot of time listening to videos, I spend a lot of time reading, and I spend a lot of time dreaming, okay? Spend a lot of time imagining. I spend a lot of time, calculating, I've just done a recent calculation now, and I shared it in one of my groups, and I said, what will it take for me to have 50 million by the end of the year? I did that calculation, you know. It's all about you becoming better as a person. The only way to do so is the content that you're listening to. You've got things that are called the gates into your soul, right? It's the eyes, it's the ears. Take note of what you are listening to. You can't be listening to rap all day. You can't be listening to, okay, I love Eminem, right? You can't be listening to Eminem all day. Eminem will have you wanting to fight for no reason, okay? He will have you angry for no reason, so you can't be, so your content that you listen to basically makes you up over time, okay? The content you listen to basically makes you up over time. So again, my daily routine is that I go up at my business every single day, and my day would normally start like, I would go through. This is what I've recently learned, right? The first thing you are tempted to do when you wake up is what? Look at this baby, né? Okay. I'm learning right now that the first thing you must do when you wake up is not to look at this baby. If you've got a routine where, if let's say you're exercising and then you do whatever, your power hour, for me it's different every day what I exercise or don't exercise or whatever. But I make it a point that, I've got a time where, and if I don't, this will probably be around the time I probably take the longest shower, because I do a lot there, because that's where I then talk, I do my affirmations, and I so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities from multiple sources on a continuous basis. So happy and grateful now that I attract qualified high net worth individuals into my business. So happy and grateful now that I've got business leaders from all over the world, contacting me, wanting to be part of my business, everything that I want to see in my business, I'm so happy and grateful now that I earn $10,000 a day, everything that I want to see in my business, it's what I'm going to be, doing in that shower. It's what I'm going to be talking about, I said, with my affirmations. So for me, that is my, and then after that, I'll then get onto the business, answering people and whatever the cases. Okay. So I would just say, make some time, for you to think about your goals, think about your dreams, make some time to read something. It doesn't have to be the whole hour or the whole day, you understand? And I said, you must spend some time within your day doing all those things, thinking about your future, thinking about what you want to achieve, and then also, doing your affirmation, because you can never achieve anything. You need to raise your level of belief, because it's your level of belief that will bring about stuff in your life. I hope that answers it.
Yes. Okay, let's look at someone else. As a leader, how do you engage and encourage your team on a daily basis, considering that 100% of your team are chickens, not eagles?
Okay, network marketing is a numbers game. Okay, now you all know of a guy called Frederick. He's now in Thailand. He's from Germany. All know Frederick? Do you know Frederick is now a city manager? He doesn't even have a single, no duplication in his business.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys know that? Frederick is now a manager, city manager. He does not have downlines who are building. He's not a networker. Okay? He has simply built his business that way by simply signing up people. He has not been blessed or fortunate enough now to have, of course, he definitely wants it, but it just gets to show that, you can, make money and grow your business even without. So I'm saying that there will be people, again, remember I said that, you have to give people time. Don't try and encourage people. Yeah, share other people's success, share your success, share the news, share what's happening, and all of that. But I don't go about trying to motivate people. I don't do that. That's not your job, okay? Your job is to share, inspirational stories. Okay, so-and-so achieved this, so-and-so bought that now, so-and-so is doing this, so-and-so just cycled for the first time. Yay, you understand? That's all, and beyond that, there's nothing you can do. But focus on what you do. How many people do you sign up a day? How many people do you speak to a day? How many presentations do you do a day, if you do presentations? Because again, that's another story. Maybe we might want to talk about on another session. How do you? Because a lot of people draw unnecessary attention on them, and they don't understand why they're not signing people, because they're doing the presentation themselves. Bringing the attention to them instead of using third-party tools. Okay, but that's another story for another day. So how much time are you spending, doing that? So you cannot control other people too, but you can control what you do. So do you focus on you? Yeah, share. Don't leave them behind. Don't shut them off and say they're lazy. No. Network marketing, it's a numbers game. It's always about out of every 100 people you sign. In fact, you should not even be worried about duplication up until you have signed 100 people yourself. You haven't signed 100 people yet? Don't worry about other people. Worry about you. Continue grinding. Any other question, boss lady?
We seem to have no further questions, just people commending boss lady and Mr. F on a wonderful session. Thank you very much, guys. There's just no way we can do this without you. Yeah.
Can I just give one last advice, guys?
Okay.
See, I've learned that success has got a very little to do with what we think it has to do with. There are things that are beyond, I don't know how we can explain them, okay? Success is very much, and people they get afraid when they hear this word, né? But success is very much it's a very much spiritual matter. But that I don't mean go and consult, go and pray, go. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is, every day when you wake up and before you sleep, just write your goals. Just write your income goals. Even if you haven't signed up anyone, you have, just be stupid and do it. I know it sounds stupid, né? Every day, okay, I'm gonna make 10,000 or whatever. You understand? Just do it for 6 months. Just for 6 months. Just do it for 6 months where you are doing these affirmations. You are writing down. You are making sure that every single day when you start your day, start it with gratitude, because gratitude has a higher vibration. Which then allows you to attract everything that you want in your life. So start your day with gratitude. If you are happy doing that in a way of prayer, do it whatever way makes you understand. And don't focus on what you don't want. Let's say, for example, right now, let's talk about the question that just came out now. So what do I do if I've got 100 people in my team and all of them are just simply chickens? They're not doing anything. Don't focus on that. You understand? Because see, this might be a bit controversial, but I'm going to say it anyway. It's my truth, okay? Now, if you want to get rid of debt, don't set out a goal to get rid of debt. Set out a goal to make a lot of money. You understand? Because anything you focus on grows. You focus on debt, you will never get rid of debt. Okay? You focus on your team not duplicating, you will never have duplication. You focus on this is not going right, that is not going right, that is not going right, this is not going right, he should have done it this way, he should have said that, he should have. You understand? If you focus on those things will start to increase. You understand? So you need to focus on what you want. Think about what you want. That is why writing this thing, it visualizes, it visually stimulates, your brain. So write it, say it, write it, say it, write it, say it. Every now and then you will see. Just do it. Talk to me after 3 months or 6 months, and let's see how it's gonna work. Okay, I promise you this work. Everyone who's successful does this. Hannah does this. All these guys, they all do this thing, guys. Please, let's do it. Okay? So, one of the things I do, let me tell you something. You see, with my affirmations, I realized long time ago that in this business, there's no way I'm going to make money if my team is not making money. And guess what? Some of them don't do affirmations. Maybe they don't believe in affirmations. Guess what I do? I do it on their behalf. Yeah, I mentioned in my affirmations, that my team is growing, my team is making money, my team is prosperous. You understand? I say all of those things because I know for me to make money, they must make money. If they don't make money, I don't make money. Okay? I might make money because I'm signing people, I'm signing a lot of people, but then when it comes to, there's no compounding effect, there's no leverage. Okay? So you do that. How do I motivate? Don't motivate them. Just go and bewitch them, by your affirmations, and simply say all the positive things that you want to see, that you want them to experience, and we'll see how it goes. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. Boss lady, I'm not sure if there's any other question. I think my kids were laughing when I told them I want to buy a double-story house and show them the plan. Thank you for telling me it's normal. Oh my God, you are so on the right plan. It's crazy. You are so on the right plan, it is crazy. Do that. Have a look at that plan every single day. Explain it to them what you want, you know. Habakkuk chapter 2, what does it say? The vision must be written down so that whosoever reads it may run with it. Okay, you must write it down, and not only write it down, confess it, speak it, give it life. Okay. Please mention Team UK leadership in your affirmations. I will do so. Okay, the ones I've done, Linda Wook is asking about previous videos. The ones I've done, I've loaded on my YouTube channel, so you can find them there. There's a system that we're working on. I'm not sure if maybe it's too premature to tell it right now, but there is something we're working on where it's going to be a one-stop shop for presentations, for training. In a sense, it's going to be on one. But we'll talk about those as soon as once we're getting closer to have it finished. Yesterday, I was driving with my friend, and I said I want to buy a mansion and a Range Rover. Now I will say this every day. Please do say it every day. I've got a dream board there. You know, with everything that I want to see, I've got a dream board there. So and then you know, I've also got this note where I write what I want to achieve, and it's so amazing because I said, you know, by the end of May, I want to be city chief manager, and my other account is going to be a city manager. And guess what happened? Before May ends, I got those two ranks. You know, so if it works, why not, you know, take it further? You know, why fall back? Why not increase the tempo? You know, increase the tempo a bit. Right now, I don't know how many times I've changed my goal, guys, ever since this year started, in terms of how much money I want to make, how many Bitcoin vaults I want to have, and all of that. I've changed it so many different times. You know, right now, I've changed it to something which I think is stretching me. But then once I've done the numbers, I'm realizing that no, man, I can even do a little bit more than this, you know. So I always write it down, guys. You always write it down. Yeah, thank you. I hope that was fruitful. I hope that was beneficial. I hope somebody learned something. And yeah, if you're not yet a millionaire, there's no reason for you not to wake up every single day and say, thank God I'm a millionaire. The how is not your part. The how is never your part. That's for God. That's for the universe. It's not your part. Your part is just to say it, you know, and confess it and believe it. That's all. You know, everything else will fall in its place. Thank you very much, Boss Lady. I hope everybody learned something today.
Wow. Thank you very much. Guys, if you are not inspired, if you are not motivated just by this learning session for today, I don't know what will, because this is exactly what we need to do, what we need to hear. And if you are not self-motivated, you are not self-driven, then you're going to have a big problem. As I thought maybe I was being funny when there's questions that I do not give answers to, because I feel like it's just not my place to answer certain things. One just needs to be who they want to be in the business, and certain answers, they are within you working, and then you will find those answers, or the answers will reveal themselves. So yeah, guys, let us take this, embrace it, and just run with it. It's mouthful what we've been taught here today. It's something that that can help us a long way in the business. It's something that can help us a long way. So pick whatever you want to pick, that you see that is going to work best for you, because I understand that not everything works for everyone, but everything can work for everyone. So maybe it's a contradiction, but that is the way it is. So you can choose 2 things or 3 things that you are going to run with, and make sure that you run a successful business, and also you become the best leader ever. Because people, they buy you. They see something in you, and then they want to work with you. They want to be associated with you. So it takes a lot to get to that level in the business, where people just want to be associated with you and wants to work with you. So let us become those people. Yeah, from my side, guys, I just need to listen to this recording again and again and again and again and again, until I become someone. So yeah, for me, guys, yeah, that's it. It's time now to go. We're starting a new week. Let's go and learn. Let's go and practice what we've learned here today. It's time that we change the gears, and not forgetting that we've got 2 meetings that are running. We've got a meeting at 4, and then we've got, it's happening daily. And then we've got a meeting at 8, Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. And then we come back again for a training, and we will soon be introducing more business meetings on Tuesdays and Thursdays, but that will be announced soon in advance, so that people can then know exactly what time are the meetings. So let us try and be part of those meetings, so that we can learn all the answers we need in the business. They are there. So let us make sure that we join the meetings. We encourage our teams to join the meetings, so that we can learn and gain a lot to run our businesses. From my side, Twatsons,